Welcome back to another edition of the Burnout with yours truly, Tony. And got another story here dealing with daycares, which I don't know how many people out there still use daycares. I'm sure it's a great number of them, and just want to make sure you're aware, do your research on them before you put your child in there. But before I get in that, I got a quote of the day that I like this quote. It says, "People learn how to treat you based on what you accept from them." And I know I mentioned this on our last show, that a lot of people treat you, they test you to see how far they can go with you. And once they figure out how far they can go with you, then that's what they're gonna do. But another one, and it's really a good one, I think. He said, "I asked God, why are you taking me through troubled waters?" And he replied, "Because your enemies can't swim." Now, I like that one. Now, that's a pretty good quote there. And sometimes he take us in places that we think are dangerous, but he's putting us in a position where another person can't get to us. And sometimes that's the best thing to do. I'm still learning because I'm vengeful, and I like to give people what they give me. I gotta get out of that, but right now I'm still work in progress. But this story we got out of, it came out of Clayton County. I got this from WSB Channel 2, Atlanta. It says, "Mother's outrage says daycare worker had inappropriate relationship with her 10-year-old son." Now, please explain to me this. What does a grown woman or man have any kind of relationship with a 10-year-old? That's kind of sick. I'm just going to be honest with you. That's kind of sick. We grown here, so let me talk now. There's nothing a 10-year-old should do to appease a grown person, whether that's female or male. A 10-year-old shouldn't turn you on. Now, I know a lot of people are going to tell me, okay, well, this and that, but this is a grown folks station, so I'm going to tell you, a 10-year-old shouldn't turn you on. And if a 10-year-old turns you on, and you're in your 20s and 30s, you have some mental issues going on, and you need help. But let's just stick with the story. Let's stick with what we know right here. It says a daycare worker was terminated, and mother is outraged after she says the worker had an inappropriate relationship with a 10-year-old son. Clayton County Police and the Department of Family and Children Services are investigating. But it says right here, Grace thought something was off when a newer worker at her youth life center of Value Hill Road was there. It says, but when she plugged in her son's phone, she said her face was in his screensaver on the phone, and it was a picture that she had taken of herself. Said she checked her son's phone and discovered messages that may have gone on for weeks. I went through his texts because that was the first thing that I thought. And her name was saved in his phone as Mommy. Really? It was a bunch of "I love yous" and "what are you wearing," said Miss Grace. That was a slew of concerning conversation and pictures, including one where the worker had a short skirt on. What?
I've been wondering where you lay up.
Okay, let's get through this. She said, "That's not a picture that you should send to a 10-year-old. That's a picture that you send to your man," said Miss Grace. Grace said the worker bought her son clothes, shoes, and even a gold chain. Grace said when investigators came to her apartment, the Department of Family and Children Services worker got the 10-year-old to reveal more. He did say that was an incident where she was rubbing his leg, and it happened on the way back from a field trip. Channel 2 Action News isn't using the worker's name because she has yet to be charged. Had it been a situation where it had been a little girl and a grown man, they would have locked him up on the spot with no question until he was proven innocent, Miss Grace said. And I agree. It's a double standard. If that was a grown man and this was a 10-year-old girl, he would have been locked up. Period. I don't know why she is given parental treatment and has not done that. So McGowan reached out to the Youth Life Center, who sent in a statement. We take seriously our responsibility to provide a safe and positive environment for the young people who participate in our program. We are aware of the allegations that have been made against a former employee of our organization concerning an incident involving a minor. We are committed to protecting the privacy of those hurt by this incident and to abiding by our privacy obligations. We can share that upon learning of these allegations, we took immediate action by notifying the appropriate authorities and commencing an internal investigation. While the criminal allegations remain under investigation by the authorities, we have terminated the employee for violation of standards operating procedures. We will continue to cooperate with authorities. Clayton County Police did not respond to multiple emails about this investigation. There's a lot that needs to be unfolded here. Number one, why is she not charged? You have pictures in his phone. You have inappropriate messages that was going back and forth. So explain to me why this young lady was not charged. Then they said they won't call her name because she hasn't been charged. Okay, if you got all this mounting evidence, why is she not charged? That's one more thing I want to know. And I'm finna ruffle some feathers here. What color was she? I can about tell you, I'm about 100% sure this was a white woman. There's no doubt in my mind. If there was a black woman, her name would have been put out, she would have been charged, and this conversation wouldn't even, it'd be a non-topic of conversation at this point. And I don't believe in racism. I hate racism because racism only built to do one thing, and that is to divide. But what I am built on is fairness. What's good for the geese is good for the gander. Why is that was a man of any color, makes no difference. And like Miss Grace said, he would have been charged on the spot and locked up, and it says guilty until proven innocent. This is a woman. And they were very careful not to give her name and not to give her what color she was. But I always say sometimes it's not exactly what you say, sometimes it's what you don't say. And what they didn't say is that she was charged. They didn't say that what she did was a crime, even though it is. You got all the evidence that you need in the palm of your hand, but yet and still, you still have not charged her. She still is free. Why? I need to know this explanation. We all want to look, and let's just be honest. Let's just open this door of the racism, because we know racism still exists. We need to quit burying our head in the sand like ostrich. It exists. There's a double rule. It's a double standard. And I'm going to stand by this 100%. If this was a black woman, she would have been arrested. Her name would have been identified, and this all would have been in public. But since it's a white woman, and they did not tell what color she was in this article, that lets me know what color she was. She wasn't charged. That also lets me know what color she was. This is a double standard. Let's not fool ourselves. We all know it's a double standard. What person find a 10-year-old intriguing? A child. And you know, one more thing they didn't do. They didn't never mention her age. But we know she's in her 20s. We know that much. Just based on observation and what is said in this article, I know she was in her 20s. No question in my mind. 20s or late 30s. She's in her late 20s or early 30s. One of the two she's in. I'm really perplexed that if you got text messages and you got all this stuff, but you still haven't charged her. And I'm not the only one who feels like that. Miss Grace, the mother of the child, said if this was a man, he would have been charged. Why is she still out? You buying this child clothes, gold chains, you rubbing on his leg, when you come back from a field trip, as the article stated, and nothing is done about this. He said the child even revealed more detail, which they didn't necessarily reveal on what was really going on. But we're not foolish. We kind of know all this. So what I don't want, what I'm having a tough time getting a grasp on is why is this going under getting swept under the rug? Okay, this is Clayton County, which is basically in the Atlanta, Georgia area, and evidently this is not something that's unusual because they're not taking it that seriously. Now, it's out of two things. Well, two or three things. Number one, she's white. Number two, if she's not, she knows somebody high in the office. Or number three, she's kin to somebody high in the office. Because that's the only way you did not disclose this. How are you going to say her name wasn't disclosed because she wasn't charged? That doesn't even make any sense. There's plenty of people who've been arrested and hadn't been charged. Let's just say they haven't presently been charged, but their name was released. How about the people that are pulled over and for police brutality or for false imprisonment or for a bogus police search, and they were not charged, but their name was released? So why is this case special? We don't have the details because they only revealed so much to us. The thing I got an issue with is, and I'm like Miss Grace, the mother of the child. If this was a man, he'd have been arrested on the spot. Why is she getting a pass at this point? I don't understand it. You got text messages. You got inappropriate pictures. What else do you need at this point? That's all I want to know. The average man can get put in the same position, don't have any of that stuff. Just a word of that child, and that's enough. Well, this woman has the word of the child. You have pictures, you have text messages, and it's still not enough to charge her. What? That's just what? What? How is this even feasible? It's not even plausible. In my mind, it's not even plausible that you could do this and get away with it and not be charged and still walking around free with all that evidence piled up against you. You know, we talk about good cops and we talk about the corrupt cops. We know that that's two sides. It's just like good people, you got bad people. You got good cops, you got bad cops. The thing that really puzzles me is when you got their camera on and you see they're doing stuff that's illegal. And you gotta go through all this mumbo jumbo just to get them fired. And you know the thing about a corrupt cop is they don't get fired, they quit. Because if they quit, they can still get their pension. If they get fired, they don't. From my understanding, if I'm wrong, somebody leave something in the comment and let me know. But from the people I've spoken to, that's how it works. So, if that's true, how much more evidence do you need on this woman? But then I think about it, you have all the same evidence against a corrupt cop, and it takes hell and high water to convict them. Sometimes the jurors do not want to convict the police. You know, it's funny. There's been many trials, from the Trayvon Martin trial to this trial to the George Floyd trial. People always got strong opinions, and everybody has an opinion. Let's not get it twisted. The thing that puzzles me the most is that people normally say, well, it's not that bad, or I don't have enough evidence to do this until it's your son, daughter, aunt, uncle, cousin, nephew, whatever, until they get in that position. And it's mighty funny then you have enough evidence, but you didn't have enough evidence before. See, that's why you have to be very careful, because sometimes your own words and what you say can come back and bite you.
How you doing?
I'm all about justice. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're black. I don't care your ethnic. I don't care about none of that.
And I've been wondering.
I'm all about
I've been wondering.
the law
Way up.
should
Where you at?
fit everybody. It should be one size fit all. It shouldn't be it fits this person, but it doesn't fit that person. I don't care. Your color don't mean that to me. I don't see color. I swear. I was raised to treat everybody right. My mom did not raise me to look at your skin or the color of your skin. She did not raise me to do that. So I never look at a person's color. I recognize what color you are. But I don't judge you because I'm not in a position yet. But I do not judge you based on your color. I got white friends, I got black friends. They all friends to me. It doesn't make makes me know. It makes me very little different. In our next show, we're gonna get in a little more depth about this racism thing because it has to be talked about. We can't keep ignoring it because by ignoring the problem, you're not fixing it. And a lot of people have come to the point that it's not fixable. But there's got to be something that we can do to break that barrier because I'm sick of this racism bull crap. You don't like somebody because they're Mexican. You don't like somebody because they're black. You don't like nobody because they're white. It's a bunch of foolishness. I don't believe in that. I like everybody based on if I get along with you. And I'm gonna do everything in my power to get along with you. I don't care what you female, male, girl, boy, whatever, black, white, pink, purple, silver, green. I don't really care. Now if you're green, we're gonna have to do some talking now. You from somewhere else, so we'll get that later on. But what I'm really interested in is I think justice should fit everybody. It should, like I said, it should be one size fit all. It shouldn't fit that since you white, you get away with this. Since you're black, you get away with that. Or let's just see how it normally works. If you white, you get away with this. If you black, we're gonna punish you for the same exact crime. Now, a lot of people might not like what I just said, but let's just be honest, it's true. It's been proven 1,000 times over again. Some people mainly judge you by color. That is the cold, hard fact of the matter. I can't say there's no other way. Racism still exists. They just find new ways to cover it up. That's it. And I hate for people to say, well, I'm not like that. Well, you might not be like that. That's why I didn't say everybody. I just said racism exists. You can be a black racist just as well as you can be a white one. So it doesn't matter. You got white people who don't like black people. You got black people who don't like white people. It goes both ways. It's not predominantly one way. The point is, to hate somebody because of skin color, you're a fool. It doesn't make me better than you or less than you because of the color of my skin. But unfortunately, in the day and age we live in, this is the turmoil we deal with. It is the truth of the matter that color of your skin can get you in something or it can get you out of it. I'm sorry if you don't like what I said, but I'm just gonna be honest. That's what it is. So I'm just more interested to see how this case is gonna turn out because I think that she's getting a lot of leeway based on that she hasn't been arrested or charged. And there should be some outrage in Clayton County because of this. Because you send a president to say, well, if I'm a woman and I can do this, well, I'm good. I don't get arrested yet. I don't get charged. I can fight my way. I can do this. But if I'm a man, I'm automatically going to jail immediately. The law should fit both, as it should be fit both, not different. Just she's a female, he's a male. So I'm going to keep on top of this. I'm going to find out a little bit more detail as they come about. And we definitely going to get back to this and find out what actually happened to this young lady. I would call her name, but unfortunately, Channel 2 never released it. They didn't release what color she was, they didn't release the name, they didn't release her age, they didn't release anything. So I can just say this young lady that basically had a relationship with a 10-year-old. Just What kind of sick person has a relationship with a 10-year-old? You 28, 30, 21, 20. If you in your 20s, what could you be thinking about? There's no logic in that whatsoever. But you got some sick people in this world. Hey, but that's all the time we got for today. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. And remember, hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Let's Talk 3, the Big Blue B. It rhymes now. I didn't mean it for the rhyme, but it rhymes. And when you watch our videos, if you have something that you think is important for the community or things that we're not aware of, hey, leave it in the comment. Tell us what topic you want to talk about. Let us know where we can find the information out. And we definitely will get to it. I promise you we will get to it. Because we value everybody's opinion. And there's some topics that we might not be aware of that you might be. So, hey, let us know. And hit that subscribe button. Also, I know I said it again before, but hey, let's say it again. Hit the like, then hit the subscribe button. And once again, it's Let's Talk 3 with the Big Blue B. That's going to be our motto. I like that. That's going to be our motto. Hey, we'll be back next week, same time, same place, on the Burnout. And remember, always flame up, but never burn out. 2 fingers. Peace.